Tell me why on God's green earth she's about to throw up a three-point attempt. You can't hit baskets from 3 foot away. What are you doing out here?
You may be asking yourself how a player of Angel Reese's caliber could cost her side the match. It goes beyond what occurred on the court, though. It concerns the building drama behind the scenes. Before we continue, let's talk about the incident that made Reese's teammates blush. If you enjoy this content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. More than 98% of you watch the videos but don't sign up. It doesn't cost you anything, but for us, it really matters. Did you then press the subscribe button? Fantastic, many thanks. Let's go back to the video. You've come across double entendres. However, what about double trouble? There was a sinister undertone to Reese's August 25th rebounding spree that made her teammates uncomfortable. We're going to dissect how seeking fame for yourself might have consequences beyond losing points. On August 25th, let's discuss about that game. Reese grabbed an astounding 20 rebounds. The worst part is that her team still lost. How in the world does that occur? It appears that Reese's insatiable need for boards may have contributed to the team's demise. See this photo of Reese with his eyes fixed on the rim, watching to see if the ball will bounce off. She's missing simple layups because her attention is diverted toward getting the rebound. Yes, you did indeed hear that. In reality, she is purposefully missing shots to inflate her statistics. She seems to be playing a separate game within the game, with her teammates bearing the consequences. You may be wondering, but rebounds are beneficial, am I right? Allow me to decline, and by that I mean shatter the glass. Generally speaking, yes, but not when they deduct real points. You see, Reese has been acting as though rebounds are the new money of the game, even though the objective of basketball is to put the ball into the hoop rather than just collect it after it bounces off. Let's examine each of the previous 5 games played since returning from the Olympic break. Reese's field goal percentage has plummeted. That comes to a pitiful 32.4%. That's not only awful, it's awful, bench warming. But she's doubling down on the rebounds rather than trying to get better at shooting. Here's where things get very hectic during the game's pivotal closing seconds, when every point matters. Reese continued to play her game of rebounding. Angel Reese is upset because there were moments where she had the option to pass to an open teammate or attempt a high-percentage shot. She's being blamed for a terrible offensive performance for the 3rd straight game, but in reality, she would force a horrible shot, miss it, and then get the rebound on her own. It's like seeing someone play ping pong by himself while the other players are attempting to win a basketball match. They're not just irritated, they're downright incensed. Imagine being a defensive stud and forcing a turnover, then watching your teammate disregard you to go for another rebound while you race down the floor and set up a great shot. It's sufficient for anyone to lose. They're cool, but those last few seconds were the real deal. Everyone in the arena could see that the game was close and that tensions were high. Reese had the opportunity to prove his mettle and silence the detractors. Instead, her focus is solely on the team. She attempted to grab another rebound, and sure enough, the ball rebounded off the hoop. When the timer reached 0, the game was done, and Reese had her 20th rebound. However, those heated exchanges in the locker room cost her side another point in the defeat column. They were about to explode with curiosity about what occurs when a team's best player ends up becoming its worst issue. As it stands, Reese's colleagues are on the verge of collapse, and the fallout from that thrilling victory was only the beginning. Imagine this as the last horn going off rather than a cohesive team meeting. A group of players were clearly enraged, their heads trembled, their eyes rolled, and the tension was palpably higher than peanut butter. We need to play for each other, not simply for our stats, as one player was heard to say. That kind of remark really gets to the core, especially when it's directed at your purported team leader. However, let's face it, this irritation is not new. Her teammates have always been annoyed by Reese's harsh personality. She is known for being in good health. To put it mildly, she can be challenging to work with. It's not just her personality. It's like attempting to play a symphony when your lead violinist always tries to go solo. To put it mildly, the team's latest performance was a dumpster fire. Their recent losing run has supporters reaching for the panic button. The worst part is that the team's record has been dreadful. Reese's individual statistics have been rising. Interestingly, her colleagues don't believe that with every game. It's like witnessing a car wreck in slow motion. Reese's rebound stats are increasing. Her teammates question if she is playing for the name on the jersey's front or the one on the back, the ambience of the locker room, but so does the number in the team's loss column. It is not as warm as a picnic for Penguins. Reese used to get high fives from players after games, but now they avoid her. Team dinners, which were once a source of humor and companionship, are now about as enjoyable as getting a root canal. The real kicker, though, came when one of Reese's teammates finally lost it after the squad limped back to the locker room, the mood heavy with disappointment. We work as a team, not as your own reel highlight. The words she spewed were clear and thick in the air. It serves as a sobering reminder that while there is no I in team in basketball or in life, there certainly appears to be one in Reese. How long can this continue, and how many more losses are required before something gives? This is the question at hand. For the moment, losses aren't limited to games. The very collaborative nature of basketball is what makes it so lovely. Just when you thought women's basketball collaboration was doomed, a player appears who is completely changing the rules for what it takes to be a celebrity. How can a rookie still putting up incredible stats lead her team to greater heights? Presenting Caitlin Clark, Angels opposite Reese's initial approach to me, Clark's impact on the league extends beyond her individual performance metrics. While Reese is focused on grabbing rebounds, she's demonstrating to everyone that being a star and a team player don't have to conflict with one another. For all the right reasons, Clark is attracting attention these days. Let's examine Clark's strategy for the game. It all comes down to selflessness and teamwork. She's not merely a basketball player. On the court, she's leading a symphony every pass, every shot, every move is planned to improve her colleagues' performance, and guess what? It functions. It seems as though Clark has a sixth feel for where her teammates will be before they even realize it. She is throwing out assists like they are going out of style. Clark has this amazing capacity to uplift everyone around her, giving her teammates the chance to shine. And you can be sure that when she does take a chance, it's because it's the best course of action for you, may be wondering. But what about her numbers, not only to inflate her personal stats? She seems to be concentrating so much on her teammates, therefore they must be suffering. Reconsider Clark as achieving numbers that would make any player jealous. The worst part is that her figures are truly helping to further the novel concept. Isn't that right? While Reese is out there missing simple layups to get her own rebound, let's speak about efficiency. Clark is increasing her shooting percent with each possession. Along with those previously mentioned assists, it's through the roof. They're not only attractive passes, they're becoming W's in the win column and points on the board, but it goes beyond the numbers. Clark exudes a contagious energy, and her teammates don't roll their eyes or give her the cold shoulder. Here's where it gets really interesting. They are uniting behind her, riding on her enthusiasm and giving it their best. It's like witnessing a well-oiled machine where every component knows exactly what it's supposed to do. Recall the recent losing run that Reese's team has had. But the Clark squad is moving in the other direction. Because they have a star, they're winning, moving up the standings, and making other clubs nervous. Recognizes that basketball is now a team sport. I understand your thoughts, but hold on, how can a single player have such an impact? When your best player is focused on improving the team, it has a cascading effect that alters the team dynamic. All of a sudden, players are exerting more effort and going above and beyond to recover lost balls. Wins as a team now matter more than individual success. Let's use a recent game to put things into perspective. Clark performed incredibly well, triple digits, yes, but even more impressive is the fact that her side triumphed with a huge margin. Her statistics didn't just show blanks. That's the difference between padding stats and actually making an influence on the game, and they translated into a dominant team performance. However, maybe the most significant stat of all was the smiles on her teammates' faces. Clark's team seemed to be having a great time out there, even though Reese's locker room is chilly than a penguin picnic. In the conclusion, isn't it the main purpose of basketball? Click the subscribe button to see more basketball videos that highlight the newest and best tales. Therefore, if Caitlin Clark hits a logo 3, you stay in the game. You may definitely click a button to express your gratitude for all of the effort that went into creating this film. It's cost-free. Why not subscribe now? And I'll see you in the next one.